Good evening.
Good
This is
evening.
Keisha Williams. I'm doing this interview on my project Entrepreneur, and I just have to ask you a few questions about you and your business. Okay, so I'm going to start. What is your education background?
I have associates in forensic science.
Interesting, interesting. When did you know you wanted to become an entrepreneur?
When I could not find a position in my field that I went to school with, and the current field that I'm working in now introduced me to being a doula.
I do. Can I ask what that is?
A doula is a childbirth labor assistant.
Okay, okay. So, what were your goals at the time you started the venture?
My goal was to help moms in need, offer them childbirth education, support them in labor, and also assist with postpartum depression and postpartum issues that may arise.
Did you write a business plan?
I did.
Okay. Can I know about it?
The business plan, first we had to come up with allocated funds in order to fund the business. And to fund the business, we had to write down everything that we needed price-wise and what we need to do to raise it. So what we started off doing by working our full-time 8 to 5 job, we took 10% of our earnings and put it towards the business so we could start it up, so we can purchase items for our business, like as far as childbirth education materials, like breastfeeding models, models that help show us how to have a baby, education pamphlets, and also it also helped provide with transportation for when we go to different people's houses and try to offer them support. So that cover gas and parking and stuff like that.
Okay, okay. Did you feel prepared to start the venture at the time you started?
No, I was definitely unprepared because I really didn't have anybody who was leading us and guiding us or try to start up the business. So we started to ask around. We got little bits of pieces here and there, but it took us almost 2 years to really get the business up and going once we first started.
Okay, okay. How long was the typical workday and work week when you first started your venture?
Well, labor is kind of a on-call situation. So it's not like I worked every day, but for the days that I did work, it could be 24 hours. So if a mom said, hey, look, she called me at 9 o'clock in the morning saying she's in labor, I'm with her until she delivers, and it can take anywhere from 24 to 72 hours, depending on how long her labor is.
Okay, okay. What key mistakes did you make along the way?
Key mistakes as far as the business was not collecting money up front. And then working out and not working out barter system if people could not pay for like our services. So working out a barter system, for instance, if we have a client that's a photographer, instead of paying us, she could have did photo shoots for us, and that would have went towards her payment plan.
Okay, interesting. Were there some critical times when the business nearly failed?
Yeah, it was. My business partner was getting discouraged because we wasn't getting a lot of bursts at the time, so it was kind of slow. So when you have people that get discouraged by things like that, it kind of put the weight on one person. It could be a burden. But after some long talks and really realizing what this consists of, is business, like, the groundwork we had to put into it, we both got on the same page. We worked out a system we could work out for the both of us.
Intrigued. What would you do different if you had to do it all over again?
What would I do different? I kind of would have did a little bit more research about what I was getting into. It's good that I'm learning along the way, but it would have been better as far as a startup if we would have took like a business class, knowing what to do, how to do, who to market, who to target, how to get out to doctor's offices and speak to them about our clients and what we can do and stuff like that. So it took us a while to really get into that goal. But if I would have had all that up front, I would have been able to approach it better.
Okay, okay. Very, very, very interesting. So, what are your plans for the future?
Plans for the future, we're going to continue to grow and market and actually incorporate other business partners to join in with us on this. adventure, and not only that, we eventually want to go international. We want to be able to be traveling doulas, not just service Georgia, but service all over whoever need labor support. So that's our biggest goal, and we don't want to just leave it for labor. We want to do host classes. We want to teach other people how to be a doula. Like, we want to incorporate so many different things. So we hopefully it'll expand within the next 5 years to the point where we'll have so many different avenues that people can go into. Whether it's childbirth education, labor, postpartum doulas, whether we're doing placenta encapsulation. There's so many different things you could do as a doula, and we just want to be able to have it under one umbrella.
Okay, interesting. So, so I need to ask you a question. So, what are the mistakes that you can tell us that other fellow entrepreneurs can get so they won't end up failing? Or
Understand what you're getting yourself into. You know, ask around. Ask people who's already in that field or similar interests. You know, you ask them how they started off, what mistakes they made. It takes this opening up your mouth and asking questions. If you don't open up your mouth, you don't know. And so you do like we did, is kind of just like learn as you go, and it end up being a longer process when people can actually give you an idea about, okay, oh, this is what you need to do. You know, don't just go in and talk to people about the good of the business. Get the bad, you know, get the mistakes, get all the lessons you can. Because just because I come and tell you, say, hey, look, you can make $1 million, yeah, that's all, you know, good, but what do I have to do to get that $1 million? You know what I'm saying? What dirty work do I have to do? And the dirty work for us was like really like getting out here, putting ourselves out here, marketing, talking to different people, actually going to fellowship with other doulas, you know, so we can put our faces out in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of different things you have to do. You have to really put yourself out there, you know, and just open up your mouth and expose yourself. You almost have to become vulnerable in order to receive.
well, thank you for this interview, Keisha. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Very informational. That's it.